Hi folks, welcome back to my anime review. I am Aaron, and as always, I am here to bring you another anime review. Today we're looking at episode 1 of Citrus. Now, for many people, that might have sounded a little weird because, it's like, wait, aren't you guys like, hey everybody, welcome back to another, anime review, etc. I'm changing up some stuff in my reviews. As of late, it's 2018, I want to do things slightly different. And one thing I promised one of my patrons who, has donated a lot of money to my Patreon channel, which by the way, you don't have to do that, but if you feel like donating anything to my channel, it only helps me out. One of the things that actually will help, I'll show you guys when it gets here finally, is I'm getting a brand new computer desk. So hopefully I can have a little bit better of an angle for my camera, and everything else will be, working on some stuff. You'll have maybe a higher elevation for the camera so you can see my arm movements a little more. Because like, as you see right now, you can see my hand moving. You guys can't see it, but I'm actually very, I move around a lot when I talk. I move my hands a lot. And that's why maybe it reflects on my body, but in terms of, seeing it, you can't really see it. Unless I go like this, my hand's like really high up, which is unnatural for me. But, one thing I want to do is I want to change some formats of the reviews, and I want to change just the kind of formatting of it. So there's definitely going to be some changes in the 2018 season of just everything in general. But one thing I'm going to do definitely is I'm going to talk now about the episode. Then what I'm going to do is near the end, I'm going to have a good and bad section of the review, which I'll talk about the good stuff about the episode and also the bad stuff. So it might be like a little bit of like, this week's episode, you can see the animation was really quality. It was nice, and it's nice to look at. Music was solid. Everything else, bad will be maybe it wasn't as impactful, etc. So I'm gonna boost out these reviews a little longer. You're going to see less reviews, but they're going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes long now. And that's what I want to bring you guys. I want to bring you deeper reviews that don't change my format too much, because I still want that simple style that I've always tried to, give you guys and girls. But it'll be something I think you guys will enjoy more, because you get a little bit more out of a review for something instead of just being 3 minutes long and sometimes a little too fast. Anyways, today we look at, like I said, Citrus episode 1, which, I wasn't going to review. I really was not going to review it. I know the story of Citrus. Citrus was originally Yuri manga that came out way back. I mean, it has to be in the early 2000s. And it had a lot of following. Actually, it could be a little later. I could be wrong. It's probably like later 2000s, but you get what I mean. It came out a while ago, nonetheless. And the Citrus manga was well renowned for being one of the more, I want to say, raunchy Yuri mangas, because we don't typically see a lot of Yuri and Yaoi, I want to say, manga that comes out in a mainstream setting. The West gets some, but not nearly as much as probably Japan has and stuff like that. And Citrus was one that blew up when it came in America. Even, there were people that read it online, there were people who bought it in the stores, etc. So it was very surprising that, it became so big, and that was even more surprising when it got an anime announcement. And lo and behold, I'm happy to say that the first episode of Citrus was actually pretty intense. It followed a little bit of the manga in terms of that kind of intensity to it. So we follow two main girls of our story. We have Yuzu and we have Mei. Now Yuzu is our blonde-headed gal. If you guys don't know what a gal is, I've talked about this before in my Hajime no Gal review. But a gal is someone that tries to stand out from the crowd in school. Usually it's a girl that does this. And they typically wear a lot of makeup. They wear colors that are different from the school colors. They still fit that regulation, but at the same time, they're not the same. So, for example, in the very beginning, you see that she's wearing pink, and she's wearing, like a sweater around her skirt. She has a lot of makeup on, versus everyone else in the school has, because this is all girls school, by the way. It has, everyone has like green blazers on and a very kind of just formulaic outfit on. Now, she runs into a very interesting person the first day, and this is Mei, who will be our secondary main character. Now, Mei, let's just say her introductions are very interesting. She basically gropes her and touches her up a lot. I was like, holy crap. I'm pretty sure that's sexual harassment nowadays. Even if you're a girl doing it to another girl, I'm pretty sure that's still sexual harassment. But, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna question it. But what's interesting, though, is that we end up finding out that Mei is actually going to live with Yuzu, because Yuzu's mother has just remarried, and lo and behold, the daughter of her new husband is Mei. But, there's already scandal happening, because Mei was caught by Yuzu making out with a teacher, and then we have Mei making out with Yuzu at the end of the episode, and it's pretty, I'll just say pretty intense. I mean, like, she basically pins her down and starts making out with this girl. It's definitely, Citrus is definitely not a show you're going to want to watch if you're not a certain age group. I'll tell you that right now. And also if you're not a fan of Yuri or Yaoi. I didn't dislike it. I thought that, besides, listen, it's not because it's two girls and I'm not that shallow of a person. I actually liked it because I think the story is pretty interesting. So, the good for this week's episode, the animation for I want to say Citrus is actually really nice. I love the character designs. I actually love how intense every scene is, how they show like emotions very closely, and they show even like the makeup and even the I want to say the minor details, like how the lips move and stuff when they're talking, and it's really intense. And I think that fits the molding of Citrus, like, especially the manga, because the manga, like I said before, was really about that intensity to make the I want to say the reader kind of get immersed in the story. And another good thing about it is definitely the music. I actually really love the soundtrack. I love the opening. I love the voice actors. It was very good for the most part. I really had no complaints about it. Probably the bad about Citrus, if there was anything about this week's episode, is that it's definitely not going to be like I said, for everyone. It's going to be Yuri, so if you're not a fan of Yuri stuff, you're not going to like this, obviously. And if you are not a fan of the kind of genre of shoujo AI, which I don't know if you guys know, but it's essentially a thing kind of geared for girls more than anything else, you're not going to like it either. So you might have some issues with it here and there for that. But if you can see past those things, you're going to find something to like about Citrus AI. Excuse me, I almost said Citrus AI. You'll find some interesting things to like about Citrus, and I'm pretty sure, there'll be guys who like it for reasons that, most likely it's because it's two girls. But beyond that, it actually seems like a good story. And I remember reading the first volume of the manga way, way back, so I don't remember everything. But I did laugh when I was like, I think May ends up moving in with this girl, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, yes, that's right, because then I realized, and then finally they showed it on screen, so I was like, oh, okay, so some of my memory is there. It's not perfect, because I can't remember every single detail that happens, but I do remember some of the little minor details, like, so I remembered before, she actually moved in with her, that I was like, oh, I think May moves in with her once the mother was talking to Yuzu and all that, but beyond a lot of things, don't expect me to remember stuff, so I'm not going to be doing a manga adaptation analysis of, like, what's different from the manga and stuff like that. I'll leave you guys to do that in the comments below. Now, with also my new reviews, guys, I do plan to bring back something I did before. I want to ask you guys a question every video. What did you think about the episode will be my first question of this review series. Leave in the comments below, what did you think of it? Tell me, whatever you thought, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, etc. Anyways, also tell me, and this is a side thing, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. What do you think of the new style? Do you like the longer reviews? If you want them shorter again, you can tell me, and I'll feel free to do, what I can do from. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day, everyone. God bless you all. As always, you know what to do if you like the review. Bye, everyone.